Hey, welcome back to Calvatron 9000. Uh, we are playing part 4, I believe, of Pillars of Eternity 1. Um, Last time we made some new friends, Adir and Aloth. We kind of explored around Gilded Vel, and so now we're just going to continue on and doing that. We're going to solve some issues within the town itself before making our way off to Merwald at Cadnua. Oh yeah, and last time we found out that we are a watcher, someone who can see the souls of the dead and see people's past lives. This is my
Yes.
watcher character, Calvatron. He is a 3rd level paladin from the Dracosi Paladini. He is a fire godlike of Old Valelia, an aristocrat for his background.
Absolutely.
We got Aloth, who's a wizard, and Adir, who is a fighter. And we're just going to be kind of working our way through the town. One thing I do like is that when they were making this game, they had it on Kickstarter. And something they did for those who helped sign in was create these little stories you can see with your watcher powers. So you see a large crowd gathered in the middle of a courtyard. This man stands in the midst of them, a cloak pulled over his head, holding it closed around his neck. The crowd has congregated around a platform they all watch, transfixed as a man led to the platform, flanked by 2 city guardsmen. The man is shackled hand and foot, but carries himself as a nobleman, not deigning to even glance at the crowd. The cloaked man pulls his cover closer around his face and turns to leave, hunching over to avoid being seen. A crier on the platform unrolls a parchment and begins to read, but the man pays no attention, intent on getting away from the courtyard. The crier's voice grows louder and more intense as he reads, and voice from the crowd starts to punctuate his sentences. The jeers and shouts grow more frequent, and with each one the cloaked man flinches and his shoulders droop. He breaks from the crowd, coming to the edge of the courtyard as the crier reaches the end of his proclamation. The crowd grows silent again, save for the occasional shout. The man turns back to look at the platform, seeing his father kneeling before the block, neck exposed. The executioner moves into position, lifting his axe to strike. The man turns suddenly, unable to watch. There is a wet thunk, and the crowd breaks into cheers and applause. He leans against the wall, regaining his composure, then straightens up. With obvious resolve, he strides off again, away from the crowd and his legacy. He's also a fire god like me. But, yeah, so, as far as what we have to do, Adir wants to travel. Okay. We do have to kind of talk around town a little bit. Let's see. Actually, if I remember right, there's something up this way that we can go see about. Actually, you know what? We will go and explore the Temple of Eothas, the ruined structure. Gotta slowly make our way over there. Guess I can speed it up. Okay.
I haven't been in here for must be 5, 6 years. Used to be real nice. Bright. Warm.
A man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of the fading conchs. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeves soaked in blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his feature twisted with
Hello.
pain. Ha! Thought you were some... Never mind. Whoever you are, you've traveled a long way to reach a dark place. This temple isn't what it used to be. Probably for the best, times being as they are. He groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you warily. Maybe you'd have better luck. Better luck with what? The man points a finger upwards. The ruins around us used to be a Temple of Eothas, the scattered god. A grand temple, all that, at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Deerwood, from Red Saris even. Not so much from Red Saris these days. Until the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones, the ones who couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Roderick decided he'd been too lenient on the Eothosians. He had his people go in and put them to the sword, left them down here buried under a heap of rock. After that, Roderick ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that up until recently. Lord Roderick hopes that if we rededicate the temple to a living god, then we'll be forgiven and the legacy will end. See? But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Wharton licks his lips. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to die like that. Chopped down in their god's house. It doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Burton breathes out. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivating. Ayla's cautious expression softens. A pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shred of respect for the dead. I'll find them. Then by the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long. It's crawling with creatures. But if you get past them, the priests would have been down on the lower floor. They'll be there still, if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, trick sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out, and take care, down there. Wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch myself up some. Okay. Let's get to exploring.
Curses!
Got some ghosts.
I'm here.
Come on. I mean, this isn't a scary fight or anything, but taking a damn time.
I'd be glad to.
Nothing interesting over there, but there's some loot to be had down there. We got some spiders.
Hi.
Lava beyond seek.
I love how pretty the effects are. They did a really good job on that. More spiders.
Most inconvenient.
Am I poisoned? Mother, I have asked Brother Edric to carry this letter to you, for he travels to New Heomar come morning. With him goes what coin I have, and I hope it will ease the surprise of an unexpected homecoming, for I mean to follow in a few days' time. Our village is much changed, And though I do not wish for you to worry, I do not feel it is safe to remain. I know Rectrix Oberka will not approve, but the letter trails off here.
Yes?
What do you suppose that bally thing is?
Secret lever. I played this part a few times, but I don't think I remember that. Like some scolder whelps. Like Ratman. Kinda creepy. You're dead.
Absolutely.
Anything interesting over here? Nope. The door details. Got normal one. Weird looking. Oh. Dang. Just doing some damage.
I'd be glad to.
Any books? Got a scroll.
I'm here.
I feel.
Nope. Eothas dead.
Damn it!
We gotta take better care of that. Not.
Kill myself. Damn, these Skulder are tough. Some coins. What's this? Find sword.
Absolutely. Yes?
Got a library. Let's see.
I'll have it in no
The work
time.
of a moment.
Crossbow. Some more books. We will continue this way. Oh, we got some more upper rack people. There's a lot of them. It shouldn't affect my guy too much, and hopefully deal some damage before it gets a little too
How
crazy.
man? I feel. Ah, thank
Hold your ground!
Need a drink a potion or something. And Eothas down again.
I'm here.
Oof. Taking some damage. A haze fills the air, coalescing steadily into a blur of dust and mist. It gathers into the outline of what appears to be a dwarf, a shimmering echo that fades in and out of sight. But stronger than sight is the sense, within you, of a powerful energy. It roils and seethes with a grief that seems to spill into your own thoughts, tainting them until your sorrow is your own. Like a crashing wave, the energy surges towards and into you, and suddenly you are elsewhere. Before you is a brightly lit stone corridor, lined with torches and gleaming crystals. You're running, your footsteps echoing off the stone around you. You forget to tie your sandals, and they're slipping from your feet, fouling your steps. You're late again. The rite's going to begin without you. You hear the tolling of a bell, and your spirit lifts as you recognize the familiar warped tone of the right hand, representing the first of the dawn stars to appear in the night sky, and last to fade in the dawn light. You pray fiercely that this is the first of the chimes and not the last. The lights fade, as does the memory, and when your eyes clear, the spirit is gone. Interesting. Powerful odor of spices rises from one of these dishes. Vibrant dyes and grain seeds fill. Interesting. Feel like I'm missing. Okay, here we are. Just need to scroll out a little. Oop, forgot something back here.
I feel off.
We should probably rest before Eothas dies. Like, dies permanently. Okay. Had a nice little nap in the
I'm here.
temple. So, these are bells. 3 bells hanging from the stone protrusions that runs along the wall. Years of dust and grime coat the metal. There is one large bell at the center, flanked by 2 smaller ones. Examine the bells. The bells appear to be fully intact. They are made of a thick iron and look very heavy. There doesn't appear to be much out of the ordinary about them. Huh. You heave at the bell, and as it swings back in the other direction, the clapper strikes a low, powerful note against the heavy iron. You feel the ringing in your chest as sound moves through the ruined halls in a rolling tide. A strange hush falls upon the room, muting the sounds of the bells and the eternal drip of damp stone alike, and then a sudden dissonant tone sounds from the bells, so loud and piercing you are compelled to cover your ears. And then, at last, silence once more. Oh. That didn't do anything. So we tried middle, left, right, middle, and middle, right, left, middle. So one of these bells is supposed to represent the dawn stars. And according to that spirit, it rings twice. So if I might have like a book. Great Western Stag. The small volume of verses and psalms is somewhat battered, suggesting it used to be carried on someone's person. The pages are dog-eared and worn, and the gold threads which form the title of the book have begun to fray. The book tends to open to a particular section where someone has marked a verse, and then the bright star spoke, and her voice was like a clarion call, calling his soul forth. He knew her for the right hand of the shining god, and was afraid. "O wanderer, hear me," she spoke. "You are known to us, and your deeds put you far from salvation." And he wept, for he knew that his sins lay bare before this great illumination. When Sargamas spoke, and his voice swept forth with the heat and force of the bright day's sun, "Weep not, for the child of light has forgiveness even for you, if you will embrace him." Harmkees knelt before them, then resolved to save himself, and asked what he must do. And Modegund spoke. Her voice was like the songbird's final hymn, bidding farewell to the day's light. When darkness lies within you, you must cast into his light. Your sins will be burned from you until you are newly formed, reborn into his keeping. So spoke Modegund, but Ednung warned him, saying, You have walked all these years into darkness, and you must now return. You will find the path like treading fire, and at every step you will be tempted to turn away, but no harm will come to you if you keep your faith. The right hand. So maybe if we did right one. Middle one. Left one. And then right one. So right, middle, left, right. The peculiar chime rings through there's a quiet melodic chime from all three bells before their discordant voices meet in one powerful rising rush of sound. It seems to fill the whole of the temple, a driving flood of song that drowns all other thoughts. As the tilting fades, you hear a creak from the direction of the doors as the passage to the lower level swings open. Oh. Okay. Solved one puzzle. I don't know how successful I will be in future puzzles, but proud of myself for that one.
Now, it's strange looking back. All the time I spent here growing up. Never seeing what was coming.
Well, you can't expect to see all the future. But, oh, we got ghost boys.
Curses!
Doing some damage to my watcher. Okay. Let's see.
Certainly.
Some
I'd be
spirit
glad to.
essence.
Curses!
I shall deal with this one.
Yeah! Damn it!
We gotta take better care of Ella.
Well, he just likes to attract the enemies, so I don't know what to tell you. Eloth, you gotta stop dying. It's getting embarrassing. Turd.
Aye?
See if that one will work. I don't think it would because it's like ghost, but worth a try. Why are you attacking? Almost dead. Let's go back this way, actually. I missed the door. Okay. Two of these ghost boys. Let's use fire swords. Stones of devotions. In hands.
Hold your ground!
Heal myself a little. Oh, that's just nice.
I'll have it in no work of a moment.
You know, for priests of forgiveness and such, they have way too many traps. I'm just gonna rest again because they look like they're not doing so well. Fireball really did us in. Well, okay, let's continue on. Found another shadow. It's kind of getting a little frustrating how I just had you sleep.
These ones are in for a walloping!
Kidding me.
Curses!
Come on, kill it. Because we need to make sure you guys have some potions or something. No potions, but we do have some food. Here we are. All this stuff just keeps going into their hands instead of into my stash, which is where I kind of want it because it's easier to kind of sort it all. Oh, I got my little pig, little pet. Then we have spell defense bonus. We're gonna keep our thing, but you can switch your cloak out. Ooh, no. You can. I'll put you there. And this way, everything's all sorted. Do want to go to Calvatron. Kind of want to switch this stuff out for Great Sword. Go hacking and slashing our way through this place. And we have a crossbow. We'll just keep the crossbow for now. Wearing heavy armor, right? Medium armor. Minor ring of protection. That will be helpful. For you, I think you are pretty much wearing the best you can. You're wearing some scaled armor, so. But let's give you a helmet. Give him that one. The others are just, at this time, they're just cosmetics, but I'll give him one.
Certainly. I'd be glad to.
More shadows. Watching there. Oh crap. About to die, not paying attention. Let's do a knockdown on one of these fools.
Oh, come on! Damn it!
We gotta take.
Well then. Well, that just happened. So, dying on screen. Favorite part. Okay, we're
I'd be
actually
glad
going to
It's
stop
strange looking
here.
back. All the time
It's going to be
I
a
spent
shorter
here
episode than
growing
it
up,
normally is.
Never seeing what was coming.
Shh, a deer. Anyway, yeah, we're going to end it here. We're almost at 30 minutes in, so I think this is going to be a good place to stop in future episodes. It does mean that we're going to have a lot of episodes out, but I'm going to try and keep these a little bit shorter. It's just a lot right now to be recording hour-long episodes multiple times a day. So, and I do know I have been gone for about a week. I do apologize about that, but we'll be getting this out today, and I will probably be doing either an Age of Wonders upload or Endless Legend upload next. And then I'm also even thinking about starting a Torment Tides of Numenera game. Try and get me into the mood to be playing that, because I do have a whole bunch of books that I got to do a tabletop RPG, which could be another fun thing to upload on my channel. But for now, I'm just going to be sticking with game design. I do actually have a friend, his name is Devin, who states that he's going to be helping me with editing these videos, so you'll probably be seeing a drastic betterment of how these go. So we'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe. This is Calvatron 9000 out.